Yeah, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Yeah, the Spirit hit me to say something on this. What you see on the screen dealing with the coming Dockworker strike that's been said to take place this coming Tuesday. Which we'll see exactly what's going to go down. We'll see how things play out. So this is the article that I had. Other brothers have been doing videos and speaking on it. So this is what I got from today's date, September 30th, 2024, which is a Monday, and they're looking forward to shut things down later tonight, going into Tuesday with this strike. And that could be a very horrible thing for this country. I mean, that could shut down. This strike could shut down the whole East Coast. So this is from the Daily Mail. All right, this is from the Daily Mail. It says, experts warn store prices will soar and shelves will be empty as greedy dock workers strike over 80% pay raise. Now, they threw the word greedy in there. They could have just said dock workers. So that means that, they're pretty much going to blame whatever happens upon the workers. Which I was listening to the Apostle Aram Lab earlier in his video, and he was pretty much saying that this could lead to more automation in the workforce. Because if the humans don't want to work, then they have the system that they can introduce with these robots and AI to do the work for them. And let me say this, Esau, the so-called white man that rules this world, that rules this country, is the devil. And he's not treating the people of this world with due respect and honor. He's a cruel ruler. Okay, he defrauds the innocent. This man Esau, Edom. These Edomites are the wicked. So their whole MO is malpractice. Okay? And the majority of the people that work in these type of jobs are Israelites. Right? Issacharites, Zebulun, Issachar, Asher, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the tribes. And then, of course, you have other Edomites and Israelite foreigners among these other nations that work at these labor jobs, and they don't get paid enough. None of us get paid enough. What we're really worth for our labor, or even our mind or input. So these dock workers it says they want an 80% pay raise. So I'm going to read to this article, some of it. It says, U.S. ports from Maine to Texas could shut down Monday night, which is tonight, if a union representing about 40,000 dock workers carries through with the threatened strike. Now, this is on top of the hurricane destruction, which I've mentioned, that came through the southeast. Then we had this chemical explosion here in the Metro Atlanta area. North Carolina and certain cities are flooded out from South Georgia to the Carolinas, um, and now through this situation with the East Coast, these ports, things could really shut down. Excuse me. It says a lengthy shutdown of 36 ports, which handle half of America's cargo from ships, could cause shortages and price increases at big and small retailers alike as the holiday shopping season approaches. Yeah, so I'm sure prices wouldn't soar overnight, but you gotta think about importing gas and enough markets, enough owners of certain businesses, gas and all of that. If they hear, they catch wind to what could happen, then that could cause a panic, and then you might see gas go from $3-4 a gallon to $8 to $10 a gallon, and that could happen by the end of the week, depending on the type of impact that is, or we're coming into October now. We heard of the October surprise. This could be it. So-called Black Swan event. So it's not looking good for Babylon the Great. So we could see what increases of prices can happen depending on how long this strike. Last year, was this Hollywood writers, actors strike. A bunch of entertainment. But this is real now. Same time from last year to this year. Now we're dealing with, and no matter how rich or poor you are, or how much money you have, if they're not shipping in anything from overseas with these products, then that could be disaster for anyone. So it says this could cause shortages and price increases at big and small retailers alike as the holiday shopping season approaches. Let me shut this off. Okay. So now it says Walmart, Home Depot, IKEA, and Amazon, who import tens of thousands of containers a year through ports on the East Coast, could be worse hit. And pretty much everyone shops. If they go to a store, you're going to Walmart. Anything around your home, you're going to Home Depot, or inside your home, you're going to IKEA. And if you shop online, more than likely you shop at Amazon. So this is definitely major. It says empty shelves have not been seen in the U.S. since the post-pandemic supply chain crush in 2021. And we all should remember that, about 3-4 years ago. So, we're coming to a time where the elite's agenda is they're definitely about to start shutting things down and cutting things off. Not in a test run, but in it's time for that alpha beta test run that the elites have been running. These game plans that they've been practicing for all this time. They're getting ready to start the big game. And then the ultimate goal, as we've been saying here at GMS, Great Millstone Israelites, we've been telling you that they're going to introduce the MOTB, the Mark of the Beast, which is a biometric implant. It's already in use in the earth today. It's already in use in different countries through different individuals. Thousands of people already have it. But that's going to be that marker that the elites are going to use to get everything back in order, because they have to create this order out of the chaos that is happening, order out of anarchy. And in order to do that, they don't care who they have to run over or destroy to get there, right? We've seen the aftermath of the destruction of Hurricane Helene that swept through the southeast this past week and weekend. There are still thousands without power. Cities underwater, flooded, roads destroyed. Now this. But, as I said in my last video, the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai, the God Most High, has set up the watchmen, the prophets, all around the country, all around Babylon the Great, America, all around the world. We've been warning you of these evil times to come. So now the evil times are coming. Now, it's becoming more and more evident of who the true men of the Lord are. It's becoming more and more important to get into your Bible. All right? Let me read some more. Now it says the International Longshoremen's Association is demanding a pay raise that works out at about 77% over 6 years. For union members, on a typical rate, their wage would go from $81,120 a year to around over $143,000 a year. It says retail expert Neil Saunders of Global Data told DailyMail.com that the strike will cause two main problems. Shoppers will face higher prices and empty shelves. And we've been warning you and telling you about hyperinflation is especially since they've introduced QE3, which is quantitative easing, and QE4, quantitative easing, stage 4. It's printing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, they didn't broadcast it all over the news because pretty much they've really just been promoting the election. But they've had to raise the debt ceiling, within the last month or two? Matter of fact, let me look that up. Let's look up the debt ceiling. All right, in the news. Right? Yeah, let's look at this debt ceiling. Here we go. Let's go to Forbes. Right? 15 hours ago. See, what you got to understand is America has trillions of dollars in debt. And they're not talking about this on the mainstream news like they've done in years prior. It says, entering fiscal year 2025, the government has little to celebrate. I want to see if it's going to say anything about the actual debt ceiling. Not much. Okay, let me read this here. It says, now the new year comes with precipitous fiscal issues to address. Getting funding in place for the new year, increasing the debt ceiling, determining whether and how to extend tax cuts, and accommodating the budgetary priorities of a new president and Congress. The news that the government will avoid a shutdown, at least for the first 3 months of fiscal year 2025, is good. But the risk of a funding lapse will remain into 2025 until full year funding is put in place. And besides, the term shutdown is misleading. Rather than saving money, I thought the word evokes like, oh, if you shut everything down, that'll save money on spending on certain government services, blah, 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 right? Shutdowns increase taxpayer costs because they got to offset the money, right? You got to pay your federal workers. Shutdowns increase taxpayer costs by forcing federal employees to not work for weeks at a time, then giving them back pay once the government is reopened. A shutdown in 2019, right before the pandemic, cost taxpayers $3 billion to keep 300,000 federal employees at home and idle for 5 weeks, according to CBO. So, these are things that matter, right? Especially when, we're dealing with money. Okay. This is from NTD News. U.S. government can't just keep on raising the debt ceiling, finance professors. And see, these financial analysts and trend watchers, they know and they understand. Right? So this is from September 23rd, 2024. Right? We're at September 30th. It says House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican from Louisiana, introduced a limited continuing resolution on Sunday. So this was last week, aimed at preventing a government shutdown. And see, if you're not tuned into the news and not necessarily politics, but if you're not tuned into financial news, things like that, and Bible prophecy, then you're not really going to understand what's going on, right? But let's say you're not in the truth, right? Joe Schmo and Sarah Jane Doe, if they're not paying attention to the financial news and understand what's going on, they'll just watch the local news and maybe CNN, and they hear things on Fox. And then they'll say, oh, man, that sucks. Why we got to pay that much for gas? And, oh, man, now I'm paying $10 for eggs. But you don't understand. You haven't really been watching what's been going on financially in the country. But then you want to watch the reality show of the presidential candidacy and the campaign and not really have an idea of what's going on. These things happen all the time. They've been up in the debt ceiling for the past 3-4 years. Every year it comes up. But they don't put it in the mainstream news like they did before. They feed you these reality show politic reports. Anyway, it says federal funding is slated to run out at the end of this month. So now you got federal funding that's supposed to run out on top of a strike that's supposed to be coming. That's a double whammy right there. Of what? Well, like I read in the last article, the increase in taxpayer, right? And increases in taxes on the taxpayer. If they were to shut things down. And then you have the ports, the docks wanting to shut down too. So things are looking bad for this place. It says federal funding is slated to run out at the end of this month, and Johnson said in his Sunday letter that he does not want a shutdown weeks before the election. Okay? So, this matters. Okay? This matters. It says from a week ago, battles over federal government shutdown and the debt limit loom this winter. So things can be funded for now, but then look at how much money the government got to spend on these disasters that the Lord is bringing, storms, locally, what certain roads being destroyed. Like I said, this chemical explosion down here in Atlanta, this chemical explosion, the coming worker strike in a few hours, dock strike. So these things could lead to major hell coming to this place, as it should. It should be. Let's get some scriptures. Let's go to let's go to let me see here. Jeremiah the 51st chapter. Let's go to Jeremiah 51:7. Right? It says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Right? Babylon is America. Golden cup represents, it represents the blessing, right? The blessing of the Lord as far as rulership, because Babylon, America is pretty much over the world, right? The big bad policeman of the world, right? So America has been used by the Lord to be that gold standard, so to speak. I'll say it like that. It says that made all the earth drunken, so all the earth were drunken, got drunk. Now, golden cup, what's in the golden cup? Wine. And when you drink out of the cup, the golden cup, that blessing that America has been allowed to establish in the earth, all nations are looking like, wow, this place is great. This is a good drink. We got to really believe in this place. It says, now the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And now everyone is now sobering up off of that drink, the philosophies, the ways of America, seeing its MO, its method of operation, how it comes into a country, sets up, behind the scenes subterfuge of governments, espionage and backhanded deals. Then wars happen. And once the wars happen and things take place, which really spell the end of a country, they set up a puppet leader that is loyal to the central banks. Then what happens? Now you have military and bases in that country, and Babylon the Great has control. America has control. But now these countries are seeing the ways and methods of this place. They're waking up. Now they're mad. Now they're saying, what the hell with this place? All they do is sanction us. They send in troops, and we're in a worse state we were than before. So it says, therefore the nations are mad. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. So that place, Babylon, I should say this place, Babylon the Great, is falling down. As the old song goes, dealing with the mother of Babylon, right? The UK or England, London Bridge is falling down. Well, Babylon is falling down and is soon to be destroyed. It says, howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. So what is that balm? What do you use a balm or an ointment for? Right? For some kind of injury. Well, America's injury is about to take place via the debt ceiling, having to continue to pump money into the system, quantitative easing, major debt, right? But also the other issues that this place is suffering from, such as this dock worker strike. And that's going to affect what? Everything. Imports and exports. Okay? Like it says here, retail expert Neil Saunders of Global Data told Daily Mail that the strike will cause two main problems. Shoppers will face higher prices and empty shelves. Now, how long it would take once they strike? How long, will it take? Will it come into effect that these prices go up, and how quickly? Well, that's something that we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, you got to live it out. You got to let it play out. Okay? But the scriptures say that Babylon the Great, which is America, a code name for America in the Bible, that this place is fallen. Okay? It says, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. What's the healing? Part of that healing is the government coming to some kind of agreement to do what? To raise the debt ceiling, right? Or, in this situation dealing with this dock strike, they could agree to the demands of these workers. Maybe they can, come to some kind of compromise of these dock workers, and the strike doesn't last for more than maybe a week. That's that balm, that's that healing ointment. But what does the prophecy say? What does the scripture say? It says, if so she may be healed. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. So there's going to come a point to where there's only so many Band-Aids and gauze, so to speak. There's only so much, propping up of this fallen, dilapidated country that they can do. It's gotten so bad to the point that they have to literally put up the most incompetent candidates for presidency just to distract the people, use these celebrities as a distraction from the fact that this place is going down. And this is what Rome all over again. What did ancient Rome do? Look it up. Look up the comparisons between the U.S. and ancient Rome. In ancient times, in the ancient Rome, what did they do? They set up something called bread and circuses. They, I believe Nero had a Colosseum constructed during his time period. And then in subsequent years and centuries afterwards, whenever, Rome was coming to a place of falling down, they would set you up with chariot races and gladiator fights and, use entertainment as a way to keep the citizens from pretty much rioting and protesting against the government. But eventually it's going to happen because it says she's not healed. So it says, forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. So you're going to have a lot of businesses, a lot of corporations, a lot of countries not wanting to do trade and deal with this place anymore. This is why you're seeing countries apply for BRICS, and then the BRICS nations, the BRICS alliance, they want to trade not in U.S. dollars, but in their own respective currencies of their countries. It says, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So that means the Lord is now listening. So he's getting ready to bring this place down. Okay? A couple other scriptures came to mind. But I'm kind of just rolling in the spirit. It says, he said, first it will push, now this is back in the article, first it will push up costs for retailers and therefore prices for consumers. Second, it could lead to shortages of some products if retailers' stock gets stuck in the supply chain. Remember, what was that, 2021, 2022, when everything was shut down and they had all them Chinese, I believe it was China, shipping containers and certain containers were stuck off of the coast of California. And we were speaking on that back then. So imagine what policies and things they have in place now to either make things worse or try to prevent things from happening. But nevertheless, the supply chain has been interrupted on the West Coast within the last 3 or 4 years, and now it could possibly happen if they strike. I'm doing this before it actually takes place, right? Or it may start up as I'm doing this video, but it could happen on the East Coast. It says now, unfortunately, the strike is at the busiest time of the year for retail, right? Going into the last quarter, the financial quarter of the year, right? October, November, December. It says a time when there is not much slack in the system. Yeah, because going into these holidays, right? American holidays, so-called Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. That's when people are going to be looking to go on vacation. I said vacation, spend money and time with their families, buy things. A time really where money is being made and spent through the roof. But if you don't have no one to actually deal with the ports, then that could be a problem. Or that will be a problem. It says, now many retailers have made plans to mitigate strike action, including rerouting products to West Coast ports and using air freight. And all that's going to do is that's going to create like a bottleneck effect to where it's going to be so much coming through one port that things are going to slow down anyway. Okay? So we'll see how this strike, I'm not going to read all of this, but we'll see how this strike affects anything. Now, there was an image that brothers had shared. It says, these are the ports to be impacted by the strike. So you see Baltimore, right? So you see Boston, New York, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Wilmington, Charleston, Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville, Miami, Tampa, Mobile, New Orleans, and Houston. Now, what just happened, right, in this southeast region right here? We just had Hurricane Helene tear up cities and destroy and flood and rain, right? So we're already at a disadvantage in the southeast region of the U.S., and then these major ports are going to be affected. This could be the beginning of the fall of Babylon the Great. It's definitely major. Okay? We'll see what takes place. Okay? Now, there's this video that brothers also shared. It says, if this is true, shit is about to get real. And I'm not going to play it, but it's a short video of supposed dock workers clocking out, going home. Now, this was hours ago, so earlier today. But we'll see what takes place. I'm not sure. I didn't really research to get the full background on the video. It could be for something else. I mean, it's definitely something to talk about. Right? But yeah, if this is true, shit is about to get real. Things are going to get real in America. It's going to get real bad real soon. And the only major solution is eventually going to be the microchip implant. It says, now this back in the article, we believe the economic impact of a disruption will be too big to ignore for much more than a week. Remember, I said now they can come to a deal in a week. Anything longer than that can be an issue. It says, given the economy and inflation are key issues in the heavily contested election. Yeah, things are already bad here. He wrote in a note to clients. So this is dealing with Brian Ozenbeck, an analyst, financial analyst from J.P. Morgan. So he's an insider. He knows things. It says the strike could last weeks or months. If it lasts, like let's say it lasts from now coming in October to maybe mid-November, right? Right before Thanksgiving. That's going to affect this country bad. Ain't nobody going to be buying turkeys and trying to have a white Christmas and celebrate. No, people are going to be strapped for cash. Prices of things are going to go up. And there's no telling how desperate people are going to become. It says if a strike were resolved within a few weeks, consumers probably wouldn't notice any major shortages of retail goods. But a strike that persists for more than a month would likely cause a shortage of some consumer products, although most holiday retail goods have already arrived from overseas. Yeah, they already have the shipping containers, but going into 2025, this thing could be major, man. The end of the year in 2025, things could really affect. So we believe that 2024 is going to go out with a bang. 2025 is going to start with a bang. But you were warned. We're warning you. We're telling you now what the scriptures say, what the prophecies say. Okay? Let's see what's next. And there's so many precepts I could bring out dealing with. I know one that comes to mind is Zephaniah, the first chapter. Right now, we like to, we use this for like the stock market as well. Those that deal with finance and the markets. But also, you still got the shipping, like the ancient world. You had shipping of goods in and out on ships in the ancient world. Well, you got that today too. Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Shem Shai, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. So we know the economy is going to eventually crash and fail, globally and here in America. But this could be a leading cause to it, right? There's going to be multiple factors that's going to contribute to the fall of this new modern Rome. Okay, verse 11. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. All these retailers and these corporations and businesses and those that deal with the stocks and the markets, they're going to see that this place is falling. Okay? Verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. So this is why we've been telling our people, so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that you are Israelites and that the Lord is dealing with his people even in this time, right? All these lies that we've been taught for the past 500 to 600 years in history, we have to wake up to who we really are and repent, keep the commandments of the Lord, and have faith in his son, not Jesus, not go to the Christian church, but have faith in Yahweh Shai, which is taught by the Hebrew Israelites. All right, starting with GMS, Great Millstone Israelites. We'll give you the whole 100% truth of the scriptures. All right, mainly starting with Bible prophecy. Because we're seeing these things come to pass. We're telling you the evil's going to come. But you have our people that don't want to listen. It says, and it shall come to pass at that time, and we're approaching that time, we're in that time, right, the beginning of sorrows, that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves. You think that you're okay because you either got a business or you're making money off of this Israelite truth, or you think your job or your education is going to keep you safe. You think God and white Jesus is going to keep you, just keep going and going. Listen to the pastor. No, you're settled, and the Lord is going to destroy all this. It says that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. You say, no, the Lord ain't going to do evil. The Lord ain't going to do good. God going to get her. He going to make a way. Jesus going to make a way. That's how you niggas think. That's how you Hispanics think. Y'all think like that. Therefore, their good shall become a booty. See what's going on with these in the storm. Now your house is jacked up. You ain't got no power. That was the Lord visiting you in that hurricane, Helena. He sent that. All right? It says in their houses of desolation. You got whole cities and towns, right? Major portions of towns underwater, roads washed away. They also shall build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. Yeah, you're going to plan to live somewhere. You might have some kind of money saved up so you can do this, but you ain't going to be able to really benefit or last in it. You think you're going to have this business, you're going to plant a vineyard. That's like a business, setting up some kind of online entrepreneurship, and you're not going to see the benefit from that. Verse 14, the great day of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is near. It is near and hateth greatly. This thing is going to come quick, and a lot of you people are not ready. You Israelites, you Black, Spanish, and Native Americans, you are not ready for what's coming. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. And who's speaking the voice of the day of the Lord? Myself, the other brothers, the apostles, the elders, the brothers. We're the prophets, and we've been telling you exactly what's going on, what's about to happen. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Your soldiers about to get shipped off to fight in World War III. Best believe that, right? Now, other major news that's been coming out today is what? Dealing with the Hezbollah, right? I'm just going to Google, checking in. Listen, NBC News, Israel Hezbollah live updates. Israeli forces begin targeted ground operation in Lebanon, IDF says. So that means they're sending troops into these regions, right, where they just killed this leader of Hezbollah. Remember, it was Hamas. Now it was Hezbollah. So they keep giving you the boogeyman, and you just following the news and you don't really understand what's going on. World War III is in its beginning stages. Okay? Proxy wars and all this, right? It says its leader, this is from CBC 6 hours ago. I'm at the bottom. Its leader is dead, but Hezbollah's attacks on northern Israel keep coming, prompting extraordinary measures. So that was 6 hours ago. So now going into, less than 30 minutes ago. This is from Haaretz. IDF says ground incursion has begun in southern Lebanon. And this is overseas. All of this war is going to affect over here too. So what is the Lord saying? That the day of the Lord is near. I'll finish this chapter out. Then I'll close. Zephaniah 1 and 15. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble. Jacob's trouble, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. Well, we're definitely seeing that, right? You can read Jeremiah 30, start at verse 7. You can read in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, Luke, the 21st chapter, Mark 13, Matthew, the 24th chapter. All these are prophecies of the end of this current system, this current world is coming to pass. All these prophecies, right? I just named off like 5, 6 chapters of scriptures because we know this book. This book is manifesting it. So ain't nobody talking about the Epic of Gilgamesh and Egyptology and Africanism and ain't nobody talking about that. Ain't nobody talking about the Moors. You talking about the Moors and so the Moors saying that they Israelites. It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess. And everybody's feeling gloomy. That's the temperament of the people in the world today. A day of clouds and thick darkness. And as the day of the Lord approacheth, as it approacheth, then it's going to be even worse. Verse 16, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress. The Lord didn't say he's about to bring popcorn and cotton candy and hugs and Jolly Ranchers and ice cream. The Lord says, and I will bring distress upon men. So the reason why you're seeing high homicide and suicide rates, I seen this one article today. It was one article. It may have been the same story. Maybe not. I didn't look too much into it. But I seen one where his daughter was charged with killing the mother. And then I seen another one where a mother shot at her daughter. Okay? People attempting to end their lives, unalive themselves. People unaliving each other. Or people just dropping dead. You just had this, all these celebrities dropping dead, man. Dikembe Mutombo, famous basketball player here in America, just dropped dead. Before that, it was James Earl Jones. He was an older man, but what? He's dead. He's in the spirit world. He's not in hell. He's in the spirit world with the Lord. Okay? Who else? These other rappers, Jake say waking up dead. Why? And I will bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men. Meaning no understanding. So stressed out, you don't know what's going on. Why is this happening? Because it's the Lord he's bringing the evil. Why? Because they have sinned against the Lord. You need to get right with God. That's what y'all need to do. Repent. Repent means to turn back to keep the commandments of Moses to the best of your ability, which was given to him by the Lord Yahweh Shai. Stop calling on God. Stop calling on Christ. Their names are Hebrew names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. He ain't listening to you if you calling him on a different name in another language. There's people that speak another language, but they call upon the name of Yahweh in the Philippines, as an example. In Africa, they call on the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. They don't speak English. So there's no excuse. But only the elect, only the remnant, only the Israelites are going to get it. Those that are chosen. Oh, listen to this. And their blood shall be poured out as dust. So a lot of people are going to die. Not just pass on, not just waking up dead, not just, you having someone pass on in their sleep. But it's going to be a lot of people getting put to death in violent manners. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. A lot of war is going to take place. Okay? Verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. And no matter how rich, you can have millions, you can be a billionaire. See what's happening to P. Diddler. The diddler thought he was going to get away. The diddler thought he was going to get away. Nah, they on P. Diddler's behind. They on his ass, man. And that's distracting you niggas enough to not really understand what's going on. Okay? Now you got this post I seen going around. They talking about, well, everybody focus on Diddy. Let me see if I can remember. Well, it escapes my mind right now, but now you got people want to pay attention now. But you know what? No, pay attention. But you got to repent and do the right thing. You got to listen to the prophets. because the Lord's wrath well, I'll read it here. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. The Lord is getting ready to destroy America. So you know, through nuclear hellfire, nuclear destruction, nuclear missiles, World War III, their weaponry is going to be used to destroy this land. It says, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So it don't matter if you're a billionaire. It don't matter if you a zero-naire. You can have no money. If you're not right with the Lord, you're going to be destroyed. So we're seeing the downfall of this place. Okay? And, you know, we could really be affected soon. Okay? And all these photos, these are outside of Savannah, Georgia. You know, you just had a hurricane come through there, affect that region. Now this, I didn't know this. Is this real? Major U.S. banks closed 11 branches in just 1 week. Here's the list. Is this a? Okay, this is from September 30th, 2024. Citibank and Chase Bank among banks that closed 11 branches in just 1 week. And so now you're going to have to go to one branch in a major town, maybe. 11 locations and they're banks. Why are they closing banks? So eventually what they're going to do is you're going to have to get the MOTB implant or deal with biometric or online banking. Right? See what it says here? It says most Americans find it more convenient than having to go into a bank on a lunch hour. Right? This is dealing with, what is this dealing with? Okay, it says major banks are increasingly moving away from expensive brick and mortar branches in favor of online services. Yeah, people not going to the bank and having to pull up and talk to the teller and, you know, write out a deposit slip, send in the deposit slip with your ID, and then you wait 10, 15 minutes and they come back and then you get the envelope, you sign. Nah, that's too much work these days for people. So what does it say? Experts advise those switching to online services to take advantage of bank support services offered to help with the transition. See, they're trying to transition you from going to a physical bank, go online. You need your digital online identity. I've been talking about this for the longest, but you ain't listening. I'm telling you about the digital ID set up in other countries. Here in America, the digital wallet, the mobile digital wallet in multiple states, putting your license on your cell phone, your smartphone. Now they're shutting down banks, but that's okay. Just use your mobile banking. This is all a transition. It says Morgan said, which is a financial expert, said that online banking can help consumers save money as many online-only banks. So now you have online-only banks offer lower or even no fees at all. So they're selling you convenience through the digital platforms and can offer higher interest rates on savings since they do not have the same overhead costs of running brick and mortar branches. So this is leading you to the MOTB implant, the mark of the beast, the micro C hip. So you got branches of banks closing down in your local town. You have World War III being built up. The Israel is sending troops on the ground in Lebanon. So now it's the Israel-Hezbollah war. They were talking about this 2-3 months ago. A few months ago, they were talking about the Israel-Hamas war in the early spring. Now it's the Israel-Hezbollah war. Where's Hamas? Where'd they go? Now, mind you, they said they killed a couple of their leaders. Israel just knocking them down, huh? To the point of what? To the point they're going to have to meet the big dog. Russia and Iran. And that's when things going to get real interesting. And who knows, by that time, going back to dealing with this dock strike situation, things would be so bad, the only solution for the country to make money is to go to war. Because higher prices, strikes and protests everywhere, right? I mentioned 2 Ezra 15 and 16. Prophecies coming to pass. And with that, all praises goes to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai, Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect. Pray and hope that this was an edifying video. This has been Josiah One from GMS Atlanta. Speaking on the current topics, news and prophecy coming to pass. Prophecy coming to pass, man. Watch the news. And like Apostle Hart has been saying, you miss a day, you miss a lot. So pay attention. Or as Yahweh Shah said, watch and pray.